Hi, welcome. My name is Kate. I'm going to take you through a follow-along HIIT workout, and all I'm using today is dumbbells. I've got a lighter set of 3 kilos and a heavier one of 6. Just use what works for you. And we're going to do different timing throughout the workout today, so that will just keep everything nice and guessing. All right, so we'll just start with a body weight warm-up. So on your mat, just starting with a roll down, lift those arms up, rolling down through the spine, have a little mini bend in those knees, and then stacking back up, reaching overhead, tumbling straight back down into it. Loosen everything up and moving that spine. One more forward and stack back up, reach over, keep the arms together, hands together, and then up and over for some side bends. So lifting that rib cage up to the sky. It's not about how far you bend over, it's about how much length you can get in that trunk. Last one here, and then we're going to go into a rotation. So sweep the arms open as you twist and bring everything back to center and open. Now what I'm doing is trying to keep my hips towards the front and only moving from the waist up. One more. Good, and then just settle into some squats, reaching those arms out, getting a nice warmth happening in the shoulder joint. So really press those arms back, reach, press. Big chest expansion as you come up, reach. We're going to take the reach now down to the floor. So floor and then overhead. We're going to add heel raise. So a little bit of explosiveness and warming up through the ankle joint. And last one here. Good, and then take a little step touch to the side and sweeping the arms out. And then we can go into jumping jacks if you want a little bit more cardio. If your knees are good and can handle it, add that little jump. Final 5, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, we're going to roll down into some inchworms. So rolling down through the front, walk out, find your plank. And then from here, lower those knees down to a knee hover and then pike straight back up. Lower down to a knee hover and pike. So my knees should be directly underneath my hips and my shoulders directly over my wrists as I come into that 4-point position. For 3, for 2, and last one. Staying in your knee hover and then just doing some scapular push-ups. If this is too much, you can bring your knees down. Good, and lower down. From here, reach opposite arm, opposite leg, squaring up those hips, and then bring the elbow to knee and lengthen back out. Scoop and round up. Last one. Reach out and then lower everything down. Other side. Reach and scoop in. Good. Lengthen and lower down. We're just going to have a little flex of those feet and then just rock forward and back. And then we can do this same movement, but with the one leg extended out to the side. So extend, have the foot parallel facing to the front, and continue with that rocking. So we're just getting into that inner thigh and groin area. Really push back through those sit bones. And last one. And bring it in. Extend the other leg. And again. And last one. Good. Okay. Right. Let's stack on back up. And we will get into it. So just quickly, we are going to do 10 exercises. We're going to do different timing throughout the 3 sets. So the first is going to be 1 minute. Then we're going to take a 30-second round, followed by a 40-second round, and we will rest in between. So we'll have a 30-second rest, a 15-second rest, and then lastly, 20-second rest. So it's keeping that muscle guessing throughout the entire workout. The only other thing I didn't mention was perhaps we're going to do a step up. So if you can hit pause and maybe go have a chair or a little bench or improvise something that works for you to do a step up. I'm going to use the edge of my reformer. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with star jumps. So you can do these weighted or not weighted. I am going to go weighted today. And get ready. If you've got your weights just at your shoulders, take that step out if you want that modification, or big sort of X press. Land it, come back in. Trying to articulate through my feet, toe ball heel. This is going to get spicy. So if it gets too much, lose the weights. Land in that squat. We're nearly there. Rest. So that was a doozy to kick it off. We've got a good 30-second rest now. So really rest and recuperate. Bring that heart rate down. I'm huffing and puffing. We're going to do that again for half the time. So it's our 30-second round with a 15-second rest. Get ready. Go. Whew. Shake it out. And then we've got that little bit of a longer set on that third one. So finding your X. Whew. 20-second rest. All right. We're moving on to those step ups. I'm going to use my weights, but you don't have to. Remember, alternate legs, knee driver up, tap. Trying to get a nice good pace. Now, if you wanted to do a little bit more, you could bicep curl that up. All right, we're over halfway. I'm really concentrating on standing in my elevated foot. So that's what brings you up. Try to minimize the push off from the floor and make that glute work, being that standing, that upper leg. Rest that out. Now, if you're a person that doesn't like just standing around in their rest period, a little bit of active recovery, this is a good one. Just a standing march, cross crawl. We're going now anyway, so picking up those weights. It's our 30-second round. Let's go. Up. Bicep curl if you wish. So making do with whatever you have at home. It might be a step that you have outside or a little step that you have in the kitchen, whatever works. And if you don't have a step, you don't have to step at all. You can just march it out. That's your rest. It's just a quick one. And then we're on our 40-second round. Off we go. 2, 1, we're on. So we're not doing 2 laps, it's 1 lap, 3 sets, different timing. So once you've done it, you've done it. We're not coming back. Final 10. Good work. All right. Up next, we've got a little lateral shuffle. So I'm going to use my larger weight for this. And you have options. You could either hold it at your chest or above the head. I'm going to try for overhead. And we're just going to shuffle sideways. Try to stay in the frame. And then a little touch down. Reach it up. Go again back. So perhaps the length of your mat, more or less, whatever you got space for. In class, I do this with an agility ladder. So it's a bit more measured. Just zigzagging, scissoring the legs forward and back. And rest. Whew. Cross crawl if you want to do something. Maybe you just want to roll your shoulders after holding something above your head. Little swivel side to side. That's us. 30-second round, nice and fast. I mean, you could just do this on the spot, but if you really don't have any space, lie it down. But I have space, so I'm using it. It's a quick one. We're off again in 2, 1. 40 seconds this time. Touchdown, overhead. Halfway. And we're done. All right, I'm picking up my small weights again. Again, optional. If you want to go for speed, I'm just going to add that little bit of upper body. We're going for skaters. So little like hopovers up and over and out to the side. And go. So another kind of lateral movement. Have my little hop in the center. And I'm bicep curl, tricep extension with those arms. Now I have a Bosu, and in class we use this with the Bosu. We'll do this with the Bosu. So if you've got one, by all means, use it. Even if you have one of those steps, you could also use the step. A little bit more stable than the Bosu. Floor's just working fine. Reach out. Pumping those arms. Trying to control my breathing. It's hard. Rest. Whew. Trying to get like good recovery so I can put max effort in. 30-second round. We're going in 3. Go. Trying to hold my pace. It's quite nice at the moment. It's not full blown. Well, so we're in spring still, so this is pleasant. Once that summer kicks in, all this kind of stuff almost becomes unbearable, unless it's 6 in the morning. And you're done. One more round. Quick little shakeout. Heart rate. Not for long though. In 3. 1, go. 40 seconds. But this is it. Not doing it again. Whew. All right, that was that. We've got jabs, 10 jabs, 2 burpees. If you just want to shadow box with no weight, 5, 6, 7, 10, and lower down. Oh, why not? Chest to deck. Up, lower down, chest to deck. Pick it up and sit tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pick them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's more of a push-up than a burpee because I've got those weights in the way. If you didn't have your weights, you could kind of body roll down. Ooh. Oh. That one gets your heart rate going. We've got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm sitting nice and heavy in my heels. Jab, jab, jab. 6, 10, and burpee for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Saved by the bell. 5 seconds. Last round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Trying to get full extension of my arm. A lot of people do these little, tiny little jabs like that at the chest. So try to imagine that you're striking that heavy bag. Oh, nice. Oh, definitely going to grab a little bit of water after this one. You can always hit pause if you need a little bit of a longer break. Ooh. Okay. Right. After the boxing, we have Russian twist. So I'm going to grab my heavier dumbbell again, either end, sitting on my mat. Okay, so I'm seated. I scoop back off my sit bones. I float my legs to table, and I'm taking the weight either side of my hip. Now, it's almost impossible not to move the legs a little bit as you twist, but I'm really trying hard not to minimize that shifting around. Trying to squeeze my knees together and rotate from the ribs, not so much the hips. Well, trying not to do the hips. From the obliques. It's staying close to the body. Dip, dip. If you need to keep your feet down, if this isn't working for you, then go for it. Rest. Whew. My little active recovery here is going to be a little hip swivel internal, external rotation. This is going to be my little in-betweener because it feels good. And we're going in 3. Scoot back, float those legs. Off we go. 30 seconds. Rest. So I'm trying to do this workout basically with very minimal equipment. I mean, most people would have some dumbbells, or at least they're easy to get, not too expensive. And there is really a lot you can do. We're off again. This is us. Last one. Three, 2, 1. Oh, rest it out. Oh. Okay. So up next, push-ups. So we can just stay here on the mat. Roll that off to the side a wee bit. Oof, that was quick. Okay, so you might be here in your modified push-up, okay? Elbows are going out to the side on a little 45-degree angle. Keep that head in line with the neck. No chicken pecking. Keeping those abs scooped in so that we don't dump into that lower back, okay? I am modifying for this longer set because I've had a bit of a shoulder issue, so I'm just erring on the side of caution a little bit there. Oh, maybe for that short set I'll do full. Another thing, even if this is too much, what I would suggest is elevate your hands on your elevated surface. So perhaps you've got that bench available to do your step ups. So in that case, you could pop your hands up there. So the more elevated the arms are, that easier that's going to be, less load on those shoulders. So that might be you. Sit back in my little child's pose there. Another thing you can do when it just gets too much is you could drop to a push-up and then sit back into your child's pose. So you just get a little bit of a stretch out. I'm going to stay in my full push-up for this one. And rest. Just one more. I know these are tough. Push-ups. All right. So I'm going to do that modification where I just get that little stretch back. Obviously, you can do this on your knees too if the full push-up is just not happening for you. Oh, definitely getting a little sweat on now. Okay, so we're going to go into a little kind of sprinter start. Actually, I'll grab those lighter ones. So we're going to take that split stance position, pitch forward in that front leg, pull those elbows back, and then bring it in, out, like a scooter. So I've got 80% load, or most of the load, on that front leg. Actually, I'm going to go that way. Reach back, pull it in. Reach back, pull it in. You don't have to do these with the weights at all if you've had enough upper body. It has been a little bit dominant there. But you should really be feeling this in that standing leg. Change side because we're halfway. And rest. Ooh. All right, we're going in 3 and 2. Quick round. Back in, back in. Pump the arms, pump the leg. Nearly there. And just swap it out. Woo. Like I said, you don't have to do that with a weight. We're going in 3, last round. 20 seconds per side. Scooter in, scooter out. Maintain that still flexed knee on that front leg. Trying to use the entire base of the foot. Switch it out. We're nearly there. Keep it going. 5, 3, 2, 1. Oof, okay. All right, we've got 2 more exercises. We're done. So we're going for sprawls next. Okay. So hands will come down to the floor. You'll jump forward, hand release, and then jump back to plank. Here we go. Here, plank and hand release, jump back. Hand release, jump back, staying low. Elbows plug in to those knees. Lift the chest. We're halfway. Woo. Oh my goodness. Oh, we nearly there. Oh, I'm gonna rock on this one. Just rock it out. A little reset in between. Going in 3, 2, 1, find plank, jump it in. So I was thinking on that step up, if you don't have space to allow for a step up, or the elevation is just not happening, you could just make that into a reverse lunge, knee driver at the top. That would also totally work. Definitely feeling my legs now. Yeah, I was thinking this is very upper body, but legs are definitely feeling very tired right now. We are nearly there. Stay with me. Push through. We've got 10 seconds. Oh. We've got a plank for our last exercise. Wow. Calm down. Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. We're planking it out. And you can pick your poison on the plank. You could move with me, or you could just perfect the perfect plank. So here we go, up in that plank. So let's recap the perfect plank. I've got my hands or wrists under my shoulders. I've got my legs quite close together. I'm reaching back through my heels. I'm scooping through my abs so there's no dumping in the lower back. And I'm keeping my butt squeezed and my knees lifted, okay? So I'm really pushing the floor away as well. So everything's working here strongly. I want to avoid a sag in my lower back, and I want to avoid the harbour bridge, okay? Final 10. Oh, and you don't want your neck and head dropping. Pick that up, tuck the chin in, rest it out. Perhaps the wrists this time need a bit of love and you want to roll them out. Wow, I'm dripping. Oh. Roll it the other way. This is a nice one too, if it's not too uncoordinated, a little sort of figure of 8 with those interlaced fingers. Going back the other way is always tricky. If your wrists do bother you, please do come down onto your forearms. That's absolutely fine. This time I'm going to add a little toe tap out. And rest. Might want to bend them back the other way. And we've got our final 40. Do any of the ones we've just done, or shoulder tap. Picking up the pace. If you're shoulder tapping, pretend that the floor is lava. I'm trying to minimize that shift and movement in the hips, trying to stay quite still. So you want to anticipate that transition. 10 seconds. Stay with me. And we are done. Wow, okay. Oh, let's cool it down. Oh, So yeah, I'm down on my elbows. Got a little bit more space now between in my torso, and I'm just going to reach my chest down towards the mat and push my hips back. My hands coming behind the back of my head, so I get a nice stretch through all the lat area and the serratus. Getting a nice little release there. And then I'm going to transition, and I'm going to come into some movement of the upper body. So I'm going to take my left hand to my head, lower down, rotate, and my elbow goes to my wrist. And then I'm just opening up like a book. Rotate and open. Rotate, open. On the next one, I'm going to spear that hand right up to the sky. And then I'm going to pass it through, thread the needle, look back over my shoulder, and then lift it straight back up. Rotate through and reach. That hand comes back to the floor and transition other side. Hand to head, dip the elbow to the wrist and open like a book. On the next one, the hand comes spearing up and pass it through, thread the needle. Take note of my standing hand. I'm lowering myself down like I'm doing a one-arm push-up and press myself out. I'm also really making sure my eyes are looking right back around towards the roof, not here, okay? I get that much more twist in my entire spine that way. All right. Take the, let's go into some rocking again here. We'll rock and go into extension. So rock back and then push the hips forward, lift the chest on this one. Rock, back, hip, slower, chest lift. Look back to the tailbone and up to the sky. Pubic bone, I should say, not tailbone. So I'm getting a little bit of extension in my spine as well as flexion. Last one. Good. Okay, now side kneeling. Take your right leg out to the side. Have the foot angled forward, okay? We take arms out to a T and we're just going to cartwheel over, getting into that lateral flexion of your entire sideline. And then we come up, turn the toe out, bend the knee, hand onto the knee as you you deepen into that hip flexor. Up and over, extend the leg, pivot the toe to face forward, and then cartwheel up, turn the toe out, knee bends, and side bend this way, getting into those hips. Again. Last one, pivot, external rotation at the hip, and deepen. Good. All right. Let's bring that over to the other side. So extend the leg out, foot face forward, arms to a T, cartwheel over, side bend. So making sure we're staying in the side bend, not rotating forward. Push off the floor, turn out, hand to knee, and side bend over. It's easy to come forward there into a bit of rotation. So keep pulling the shoulder back. Up and over, turn out, deepen into those hips. And push off. Turn out, knee bend, pull the shoulder back. And you are done. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that intense workout with just some dumbbells today. and let me know if you like this kind of style of workouts, or if you have any other requests. I will be happy to do my best to fulfill that. Okay, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.